Hello, I'm Lori Steiner, sitting in for Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, we're combining nutritious and delicious to cook up the grill of your dreams. Then, we'll encourage creativity for all by introducing inclusive crafting. You put money in, but when can you take it out? We'll reveal the ins and outs of IRAs. Plus, we've got a healthy dose of information about your health insurance and Social Security's best kept secret for folks with a serious illness or disability.
It's time to get geoing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. Welcome to the unofficial start of summer. We have a great way to greet this season, grilling. Anthony DiMarino is all fired up to help us cook up some healthy habits when it comes to safely savoring hot meals in the hot weather. Anthony is a registered dietitian at Metro Health. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lori. I'm really excited to be here.
So we're going to talk about grilling. So first things first, what's the proper way to keep our items safe?
So, exactly, food safety is a top priority for any kind of cooking preparation. So first thing you want to do is when you're at the store, buy the meat last and trying to keep it cool the whole time. And when you get home, make sure you put it away first. Okay. And when you're buying your meat, make sure that it's wrapped in plastic so that it doesn't drip or ooze onto the other foods. Because
contamination.
Exactly. There's some harmful bacteria in the meat. And the one way to do that is to cooking it and keeping it separate from all the other foods and vegetables.
Make sure everything's wrapped up really well.
Exactly.
Huh? Okay, so now we have successfully brought our food home and we're going to start to cook, so let's get grilling. Now, when we're cooking a hamburger or anything else like that, if we see that there's no more red inside, is that the key to know when it's done inside?
Not necessarily. Sometimes the meat can be dark and not be cooked fully. It can be pink and still have the correct temperature. The main thing is to look at is the temperature.
Oh, okay.
What you want to look for is use a cooking thermometer right here, and you got to look at the temperature of the different kinds of meats.
So what's the temperatures that are safe?
Usually beef, pork, lamb above 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Any kind of ground meat, usually about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And poultry, say chicken and turkey, would be about 165 degrees or higher.
Okay, so that's when they're cooked to done. What if we have a little too much on the grill so far? We're only using part of it. How do we keep those other
Sure. So
safe?
When you know your meats are all done and you don't want to serve it all right away, you kind of take what you want off and then kind of push the rest to the side so it still stays warm, but off of the main grilling surface.
Okay, well that's good. So we're ready to eat now. So what can we grill that's really good for us?
Yes. So this is actually one of my family's favorite recipes, and it's really, really simple, really nutritious. What we usually do is we take a large pepper, say an Anaheim pepper, that's what this is, or
that's
a Hungarian
why it's so long
pepper.
and thin, huh?
Exactly.
Okay.
What you do is you clean it out, and then you take some ground meat, and this is ground turkey, which is really lean and high in protein. Stick it in or throw it on a grill until that meat is at the internal temperature that we talked about. Mm-hmm. And then you take it off, and you can also throw down some whole wheat bread here for some great fiber, B vitamins, some good whole carbohydrates. And then finally, to top it off, you could throw some red sauce and some cheese on there for some vitamin C and lycopene, and also some calcium from the cheese.
Excellent. Well, we've talked a lot about meat so far. Can't we do vegetables on the grill?
Of course, vegetables are my favorite. Vegetables are great because they're so versatile and there's so many options you could do on the grill. I have here some skewers that you could take. Just throw some different vegetables, cut them up, throw them on a skewer. You can season it with some olive oil, some pepper, salt, garlic, what have you, and throw it on there.
What if it's little tiny pieces, like carrots and things like that? Just
Sure.
wrap them in foil, maybe?
Exactly. So if they're little tiny pieces, you're afraid of them falling into the grill underneath, you could take some peppers or carrots, onions, potatoes, kind of throw them all into a foil wrapper and kind of throw them on the grill until they're soft.
All right, boy, this has been a great intro to summer. So
Yes.
when you're eating grub from the grill, you want it to be savory and safe. My thanks to Anthony for his many tasty tips on proper food prep and nutritious and delicious dishes. We'll share his recipes on our website so you can say hello to summer with some great food from the grill.
To learn more, call Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or visit www.metrohealth.org. Next, Crafting Simplified. But first, the identity of the debut director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation is easy to uncover. It was the one and only J. Edgar Hoover. But while he may have been first, he outlasted 8 presidents. Can you list the leaders who this initial investigator left behind? We'll solve the case and report our findings when we return.
My husband and I got into the car and we couldn't do it. We couldn't pick one baby over the other. Coming to Metro changed the entire pregnancy. We actually started to become happy with our situation. We owe a big thank you to Metro. I can't imagine our family without Sam.
The answer to our investigation spans decades of democracy. J. Edgar Hoover served under Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson, and Richard Nixon, remaining at his post until his death in 1972 at the age of 77.
You've created crafts with your mom since you were a kid. And early on, if you needed a little helping hand, she was right by your side to assist you in what you were working on. Now the tables maybe have turned, and your mom may need some help and some support from you when developing a design. Creative crafter Karen Corvington is here with several original ideas that inspire ingenuity alongside respect. Karen is with Packatans in West Akron. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So you've got a number of different craft examples here that you've kind of simplified. So why did you do that?
Well, as our parents are getting older, they're going to have more limitations, the dexterity, sometimes the eyesight, sometimes some tremors. So what I tried doing is taking some of the things that our parents have done all along and simplified it so that they have a success, something that they're proud of. And to start with was our pot.
These are so cute.
I took some scrapbook paper and I cut it up, and that's what you might have to do for your parents, is doing the cutting. But then when we're using the Mod Podge, it was putting the Mod Podge onto the pot and then placing the paper. Well, when you have your Mod Podge, you can take your paper and tap it, and the paper is going to stick to that, so they're not having to try to pick it up. So once they get that done, then they can either plant real flowers into it, or if you cut up a bush of flowers and let them create their own design as well.
However they want it to be. Those are just so cute and brighten your day.
Yeah. And they feel good about it. That's the big part right there, is keeping them feeling good about themselves.
And doing the crafting still. So the next thing I know, you have stencil art here.
Yes, we have some new stencils. We have a 12 by 12, and it's awesome. You just put it onto our canvas board. I use the spray. It doesn't even coat, because you don't want to have any of those little spots where it's going to seep under there. And then it's just taking the dabbers, and so again, it's a very simple movement. And you do all the different colors that you want to do, pull the stencil up, and you can then frame it or just set it out onto a little easel.
It looks really professional,
And
actually.
they feel good about it. Again,
Yes.
something that they can show off.
It's actually great. You also have a collage on the other end of the table
On
here.
this one, what I took is I took some of the pictures that my mom had from way back, and I had them copied. You can do a lot of pictures onto one, like if you go to Office Max.
You just put a whole bunch of pictures down on the screen.
And
yeah.
that way you still have your originals. And I even tore it and then took some distressed ink.
Kind of antique-y it?
Yep. And then with our scrapbook paper, again, we have all different kinds and textures, which that was the important part, is just getting a whole look. And this one, of course, I wanted it to be that antique-y look. If somebody was into gardening, I have this beautiful paper that I love so much, and then as you're adding your pictures, then you can do the 3D. And again, when they're done with it, it's something they can display.
Simple but really elegant.
Or even
really
give
nice.
to other family members,
Absolutely.
especially with the old pictures. And they tell stories. Every time we bring photographs, with seniors, it's very important to keep those memories. And they like telling the stories. So that was kind of the
And one last thing, these bracelets.
Yes, as I said before, as our eyesight goes and even the shaking, see, these have the large holes and it's a solid. All I would have to do for my mom would be unscrew this part right here because she'd have difficulty with it. If you have the different designs like this, you can keep changing them over and over. All different designs. So this is a project that as whatever she's wearing, she can then make whatever she wants or give them as gifts. Again, feeling good about where they're at.
And they're beautiful. So, great tips. Engaging in activities with others is important at any age and at any skill level. By implementing Karen's ideas, you can spend time creatively with your loved one. And when you're done, you'll not only have a cool craft, you'll both have designed with dignity.
For more great craft ideas, call Pat Catan in West Akron at 330-836-5600 or log on to www.patcatan.com. Next, IRAs, RMBs, RBDs. We'll spell it all out. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Friday, May 30th, join the Cleveland Pops in honoring those Americans who serve in our military when they present their 14th annual salute to our armed forces. Plus, the Cleveland Pops Chorus will join in the performance of patriotic music and audience sing-alongs at Severance Hall. To sign, take note of this number, 216-765-7677, or hit these right keys, www.clevelandpops.com.
We've all heard the expression, timing is everything. Or how about you get out of it what you put into it? Both of these sayings come together when we talk about our IRA investments, because it's true. When you put money, those IRA dollars in, and when you take them out can determine how much you'll get out of your IRA investments. Here to explain the ins and outs of IRAs is Jim Lineweaver, certified financial planner with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Hello again. So, first of all, an IRA, that's an individual retirement account.
Correct.
That's our money, our responsibility, not the employer's, correct?
Yeah, this really has nothing to do with your employer. So it's not a 403B, it's not a 457, it's not a 401K. This is something you're going to do on your own, and depending on if you're contributing to employer plans will dictate if you can even qualify to put money into a traditional IRA or a Roth. So you got to follow some strict guidelines with doing that. But they can be great vehicles because you'll tax deduct the money going into a traditional, it'll grow tax deferred and come out. The Roth, on the other hand, after tax money going in, grows tax deferred but comes out tax free. We all love tax free money, so that could be a great opportunity for people.
Okay, since we talked about ins and outs, let's talk with the ins, the contributions. So how much are we allowed to contribute?
Well, if you're less than age 50, you can put in $5,000. If you're over age 50, you get an extra catch-up provision, which is another $1,500 or a total of $6,500 in any one given year.
Okay.
And a lot of people are confused because don't forget, if your spouse isn't working, you may be able to make an IRA contribution for yourself and do a spousal IRA so you can double that up to maybe $13,000.
Okay. And what if your spouse is working or you're working?
Yeah, what ended up happening is then, we really want to coordinate all the benefits. So you got to look at the employer, got to look at the traditional, look at the Roth, and try to get a good handle on all those to put together to maximize your benefits.
Look at
everything. It's not just for you, it's for your spouse as well.
Right, okay. So we've put money in. When can we take it out?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple different rules here. So what ends up happening is if you have a hardship, so in other words, you're disabled or anything like that, what will end up happening is you can take money out and avoid what's called a 59.5 rule, because they normally hit you with a 10% penalty if you take money out. But for the disability, for beneficiary IRAs, if somebody's deceased and you've inherited money, some distributions from an annuity may qualify too, if you're going to take substantial equal payments over an extended period of time. So there are are ways to get around that distribution penalty, but traditionally, think of a retirement as hitting 59 and a half. You start taking money out. If it's a traditional side, you'll just pay taxes. You're going to avoid the underlying 10% distribution penalty.
So that 59 and a half is kind of the cutoff point.
Yes.
So that's when we can take money out. How about when we must take withdrawals out?
Yeah, this is where the IRS is going to slap your hand if you don't take money out soon, when you're supposed to. So in the year that you turn 70 and a half, what happens is it says that you should really be taking, and this is an example for your viewers, taking a distribution mandatory by the following year. So let's say you turn 70 and a half, or 70 on September of 2013. On March 30th, you hit 70 and a half. Your beginning date mandatory is April 1st of the following year, but guess what? If you wait till that 2015 to start, you're going to have to take 2 distributions, and it may kick you into a higher tax bracket. So be very careful. You may prefer to take one in 14 and then again in 15 and beyond.
Okay, so you can and you must, but you still have to time. So this is all crazy information. It makes me feel like I'm in and out and upside down. But you've got help, right?
We do. We have an education program, all the ins and outs of the IRA, this and a lot more. What we're going to do is we're going to have these education programs on Tuesday, June 10th at 6:30, and Thursday, June 12th at 1 o'clock, and these are free to your viewers.
Excellent. Great information. We put a lot of information into this segment about IRAs. If you didn't get all you need out of it, be sure to attend one of Jim's seminars or give him a call. The number's coming up next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or click to www.lineweaver.net. Next, what does your coverage cover? It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we are here today to show you how to do a kneeling Superman. This is an excellent exercise, Lori, that's not only going to work the core, but also the lower back. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, we're going to start this exercise on all fours. Here in the studio today, we have our exercise mats. You at home, go ahead and grab a spot on the floor. We're going to start with our hands about shoulder width apart. We also want our knees the same. Looking good. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to start with our right arm straight out in front, and we're simply going to try to get our left leg straight out behind us in the back here, okay? We're going to hold that for a 3 count, keep your balance, and then we're going to go ahead and we'll switch sides. So left arm straight out, right leg out, and we're going to hold it again for a 3 count. Okay, we're looking for 12 to 15 repetitions. How you feeling?
Oh, out of balance.
You got it. Keep your balance. All right, everybody. 12 to 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 times a week. And now it's your turn to get up and go. There you go. Perfect. All right.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
The strains of pomp and circumstance are being played throughout our area as high school seniors walk across a stage to receive their diplomas. But wait, look again. Thanks to Medical Mutual of Ohio, many of these students aren't just walking, they're doing a happy dance. Why? Well, we'll let Lily Raddick tell you. Lily is the Director of Sales for Medical Mutual of Ohio. So welcome. So
Thank
what's
you.
the story? So why are some of these high school graduates happier than others?
Well, Medical Mutual has always supported our customers, and our education customers are no different. So this year we'll be awarding 170 scholarships at $500 each to students of our schools that participate with us and purchase insurance from us.
Okay, let me add that up. 170 scholarships, $500 each. That's $85,000 worth. You do this every year?
We do this every year. We started this in 2005, and we've donated over $350,000 in just this program alone. But it's not the only scholarship program that we participate in. We participate and support the College Now program. It benefits over 80 students from Cleveland area schools that are insured through Medical Mutual. We also support the Army of Believers scholarship program, and that benefits directly to Cleveland Metropolitan School District students. There's 8 students that are awarded scholarships each year. So all these programs are in line with our core values and being involved in our community and supporting our customers, just like our Mutual Appreciation Program, where we encourage our employees to purchase goods and services from our customers.
Okay, so there's all these different types of plans. Maybe a little bit more about what College Now is?
College Now is a scholarship program that we donate to, where they have a criteria that's set up for high school students that are wanting to further their education and need some financial assistance. So we look to Cleveland area schools that have students that need to further their education.
Do they give you the names, or you're looking at those schools just?
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct.
the students are putting in for scholarships and you're picking them.
Exactly.
Okay. And then there's the Army of Believers, a little bit more detail.
Army Believers is a scholarship program that is developed by the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. So it's directly for their students. The school actually set up the criteria, and any student that has aspirations or has already been accepted to a college of higher education, those can qualify, and they go through that process of choosing students to help them further their education.
Okay. How many between the two programs? 100, so it's split evenly among these two programs? Is that it?
It varies differently. So our program, we touch 170 students this particular year. Army of Believers, there's 8 students that are there, and there's over 80 in the College Now program.
Wow, okay. And then within your employee ranks, you even have scholarships.
Correct. We developed a memorial scholarship fund back in 2009, and over 33 families have now benefited from that. This is for the children of our employees, and they are in the name of our late executives, and in memory of them. We have 6 scholarships that we're awarding very soon, actually. So one of those will be in honor of Mr. Jim Patton, who is a long-term executive and a member of our board of directors, who died at the end of last year.
All right, well, thank you. Medical Mutual of Ohio is ensuring the success of our area and our state through their policy of awarding 170 scholarships to area students want a benefit to our community. My thanks to Lily Raddick for educating us about this program. To learn more, please be sure to use the information that's coming up next.
Find out more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by visiting their website, www.medmutual.com/2014 options, or call 1-866-488-3266. Next, if you or a loved one has a serious illness or disability, don't miss our next guest.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
Log on to DealChicken.com to save 50 to 90% off. Wonderful Northeast Ohio businesses are waiting for you, from restaurants to spas and everything in between.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Then here's your second chance, because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back with details on how to defeat delays for disability benefits. If you're suffering from a serious illness, if you're disabled, Social Security can be a lifesaver at any age. Approval for Social Security benefits can provide you with a monthly check and health care benefits. But delays in the program can be a killer, literally. Here with advice about how to get your application expedited is my law partner, Mike Solomon.
Hi, Lori.
Hi there. So what's the problem with Social Security?
Well, what's happened is there's a humongous backlog with these Social Security applications for disability. And it's not just months. It can go on for years. Oof. So it can have really tragic results. Matter of fact, the government has admitted that some people have actually died in this whole process waiting for their hearing. So it's obviously not a good result.
Yeah, big problem. What's the solution?
Well, the solution is, one, is to hire more people to handle all the piles and piles of applications.
We'll be waiting a long time for that.
So that's not going to happen in the near future. So there's a little-known program called the Compassionate Allowance Program, and it's a list of around 200 diseases and ailments. And if you have one of those, you can apply for a compassionate allowance. You'll get an answer around 15 days. And around 95% of those applications for compassionate allowance are approved.
Wow, that's great. So which medical conditions would qualify for this compassionate allowance?
Well, there are obviously a lot, over 200. You could have heart disease, Alzheimer's, neurological ailments, muscle ailments, and just too many I can't really list them all, but you can go to the website, and it should be on the screen. It's www.ssa.gov, compassionate allowances. Go on that website, and it'll have all the different diseases that you can apply for.
Okay, and then how do you find out how to apply?
Well, number one, you can go to your local Social Security office, or you can go again to another website and apply. It's www.ssa.gov/DAppApply.htm, which is a mouthful, but it's on that website. And then, or you can call the toll-free number 800-772-1213. And the important thing, though, is to make sure you have the proof of your medical condition. So whenever you apply for this,
you can get right in on it.
That's right.
All right. So if you or a family member are disabled, if you can't work, then don't waste any time. Apply for Social Security disability benefits now. All Social Security disability applications should be determined promptly, but in the meantime, take advantage of the Compassionate Allowances Program. It could be a lifesaver.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. We also offer free CEUs and CCMs for nurses, social workers, and case managers. Log on to www.bssplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, we're going to have lots more good information for seniors. But until that day comes, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.